Hello students, today we will discuss about 8051 microcontroller. So far we have discussed about microprocessor. So now let's see how a microcontroller differs from a microprocessor. So if you check a microcontroller as such, you can see that in addition to the microprocessor, it also requires RAM and some memory and some converters and oscillators to make up a microcontroller. So you can see that it can be considered as a self-contained system with a processor, memory as well as peripherals, and it can be considered as an embedded system. So these microcontrollers are usually used or embedded inside the applications, smart applications such as in cars or in bikes or in sensors or in automatic washing machine, coffee maker, televisions and so on. So anything which is smart, which is handy for you, contains microcontroller. So what is a microcontroller? It consists of microprocessor as well as some basic memory and peripherals. So that is how it differs from a microprocessor. So if you check the microprocessor, it is just a central processing unit alone. It doesn't completely form a digital computer. While in the case of microcontroller, you can consider it as a true computer on a chip. Why? Because in addition to the microprocessor, it has some amount of memory and some amount of input-output devices, that means peripherals, and clocking and oscillator circuits. Okay, so here you can consider microcontroller as a special purpose digital computer. Those are designed to do or perform some special application. So their memory will be limited and input output devices will be very specific for that particular application alone. Okay, so to make a complete microcomputer, we require memory, that is read-only memory and random access memory, and some memory decoders and some oscillators and input devices which may be in parallel or serial ports, as well as some interrupt handlers and counters. So you can consider, in order to make up a small computer, you require such a microcomputer along with that storage devices and peripherals like keyboards and display devices are required to make a computer as you see. So for making it a microcomputer or an embedded system, in addition to the microprocessor, you require this much of extra peripherals. So if you check the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller from the architecture point of view, you can see in the microprocessor you have a processing unit, that is arithmetic and logic unit, and some registers like accumulators, some working registers and counters. Those are registers, interrupt and clock circuit. But in addition to that, microcontroller also has some memory. You can see internal RAM as well as input parallel as well as serial kind of ports, and timing and timer circuits or counters. Okay, so now let's look at each feature and how it differs from a microprocessor. So if you check the hardware design, as we have mentioned, the microprocessor hardware design is arranged so that a small or very large system can be configured around the CPU as the application demands. What does that mean? That is, depending upon our application, either a small or a large system can be arranged about the microprocessor. Okay, so the internal CPU architecture and the resultant machine level code that operates the architecture, and it would be a comprehensive or a flexible one in order to adapt with the smaller application or a larger system. While in the case of microcontroller, it has incorporated all the features of microprocessor, that is ALU, program counter, stack point and register, and along with that it has some added features. What are they? Memory, that is ROM and RAM, then input and output ports, it could be parallel or serial, and counters and clock circuit. And it mirrors that of microprocessor, that is make a single design that can be used in as many applications as possible. Now what is the prime use of microprocessor? Yeah, we require it to perform in a high performance level. That means it will be reading data, performing calculations, storing the result of those calculations in some external devices, and it may be displayed for any human use. And the programs are usually stored in external devices, which are mass storage devices, and very few microprograms are stored in the ROM and that operate peripherals and other devices. While if you check a microcontroller, you can see that the microcontroller is used to control some specific operation using a fixed program that is stored in the ROM, read-only memory. So that is the point you need to check. That is, it is designed to perform a particular application. That means it will be consisting of a fixed program. Here the program can be modified as per the requirement, but here in the case of microcontroller, it is a fixed program is stored in ROM that doesn't change over the lifetime. That is, if you check the program of given for a washing machine will be different for a program given for a fridge. Okay, so depending upon the application, the microcontroller will be programmed in a different way, and it will not be changed over the lifetime. Either washing machine leather, we won't be changing it into a fridge, right? So that is why what you mean by fixed. Now if you check the pins, more number of pins will be there, because the microprocessor always has to connect with what? With the external memory. So all of them will be having a specific unique function, while in the case of microcontroller, it is used to move the data from internal memory. Memory is already present in the microcontroller. So internal മെമ്മറിയും അരിത്തമാറ്റിക് ആൻഡ് ലോജിക് യൂണിറ്റും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഒരു transfer ആണ് നടക്കുന്നത്. So it requires very limited set of instructions, and these instructions are usually coupled with the pins. Okay, pins, that is programmable pins will be there, which could have several functions depending upon the programmer. Okay, now if you check the kind of data dealt by the microprocessor, it will be a very high or large size data. That is, it can handle either a word or a double word or a larger one. Okay, that is the size of the data that is handled by microprocessor. While in microcontroller, there is very specific kind of operation it has to do. So usually the kind of data involved will be of size bit, a single bit, or a byte, or a maximum of word. Okay, so very small data is dealt by the microcontroller. Now if we check the data transfer, as we have mentioned, microprocessor will always have to communicate with the external storage devices. So it will be concerned with moving data and codes to and from external memory to the CPU. Okay, രണ്ട് external മെമ്മറിയിലേക്കും ഒരു ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ വരാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെമ്മറിയിൽ നിന്നും ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ വരാം. So to and from external memory to the CPU. While microcontroller contains within itself the internal memory and input output devices, so it is always, the data transfer is always between among its pins itself. Now if you check the operational codes or opcodes, the availability of opcodes, large number of opcodes are available in microprocessor, because it always has to move data from external memory to CPU. So many number of operations will be required. So correspond to that, many number of opcodes will be there. While in the case of microcontroller, very specific operation, and hence one or two opcodes alone will be there, not many operation. And if we check the next one, bit handling instructions. So as you know, the bits are available more in which device? Is it on a microprocessor or microcontroller? Yes, we can see that the bits are primarily handled by microcontroller. So the bit handling instructions will be more in the case of microcontroller. Okay, there will be only limited bit handling instructions, 1 or 2 bit handling instructions in the case of microprocessor, while in the case of microcontroller, since it is dealing with a data which is of bit size mostly, many bit handling instructions are required. Now if you check the credibility of the microprocessor, you can see that it is not a self-sustained one, self-contained one. It requires additional parts to be operational. Microprocessor as such നമ്മൾ നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ it cannot work by its own, because it requires some additional interfacing things like memory is required, external RAM for data storage, and read-only memory for program storage, and interfaces, peripheral interfaces for input output ports and timers and serial port. Everything has to be interfaced with the microprocessor to make it a operational one. Now if you check a microcontroller, it can function as a computer as such. So it doesn't require any additional external digital parts, because everything is contained within the microcontroller. Now if you check, but there are some problems. That is, microcontroller is designed to handle some specific instructions, specific applications, like in your smartwatch, or in your microwave oven, or in your washing machine, and so on. But if it has to perform a high level operation, microcontroller doesn't hold goods. So in a, like if you want to handle the operations in a industry, or in what do you say, traffic control unit, an additional kind of data processing is required. So in that case we make use of microprocessor. So the microcontroller gives satisfactory performance for very small application, and for large applications memory requirement is limited, as we if you use microcontroller. So for large applications we prefer to have microprocessor than microcontroller, due to the high processing speed given by microprocessor. So if you consider microcontroller, we are going to study 8051 microcontroller. It can be, as we mentioned, it can be considered as a computer on chip, because it does it along with the microprocessor. It has ROM, RAM, parallel and serial port as seen in a computer. That is why 8051 is called as computer on a chip, while a microprocessor is called as a CPU on chip. So hope you remember. So microcontrollers can be considered as an embedded system, that is, they are embedded within an application. And the first microcontroller is MCS51, which is introduced by Intel Corporation in 1970s. And 8051, it's a generic name given to the microcontroller. So it consists of devices ranging from 8031 to 8751. So as we have mentioned, microprocessor with memory and ports will lead to a microcontroller, and usually used in washing machines, VCD player, that is anything which works on a smart device basis consists of a microcontroller. So it could be 8-bit microcontroller or 16-bit, depending upon how much bits or data it is processing. So 8051 is a 8-bit microcontroller, which means it can read an 8-bit data or write an 8-bit data or process an 8-bit data simultaneously. Okay, so it is the size of the data bus which is 8-bit decides the size of the microcontroller. So what are the criteria for selecting a microcontroller as in an embedded system? What would be the criteria? Yeah, we must know what is the task it has to be performing. Like first we must know what is the efficiency required. That is, if you check the washing machine, it would be in a base mode ഉണ്ടാകും. കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഒരു ഹയർ ലൈക്ക് ഹോട്ട് വാഷിംഗ് ഉള്ളതുണ്ടാകും. കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഹയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് delayed washings ഉണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ. So we must know what is the speed of operation required and how much packing compact ആണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ basic model ആണോ, and what is the power consumption, amount of RAM and ROM, and what is the number of pins required, and what is the cost. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിനെല്ലാം ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും what is the microcontroller to be used as an embedded system. Okay, and also the most important thing is that availability of software development tools, whether they are readily available or not. Okay, so we'll discuss about more on the next class. So thank you.